Hi friends, I'm here. Today we'll read The Secret Garden. Once upon a time there was a rich man who had a beautiful garden. He planted all kinds of flowers and trees in the garden. They were so beautiful. Everyone in the city came to visit his garden. One day the rich man got very sick. He knew that he would die soon. So he called his son and said, "My son, I'm going to die soon. After I die, you will become very rich. You will never have any money problems again. But I want you to take care of this garden. Don't let it be destroyed." The son promised his father that he would take good care of the garden. Then the rich man died. The young man was so happy. Now he was a rich man. He could buy anything he wanted, but he didn't care about his father's garden. He didn't plant new flowers or water the old ones. He just walked through the garden every day and picked some flowers for his mother. One day, the young man went into the garden and saw a little girl sitting under a tree. She was crying. "Why are you crying?" asked the young man. "Because I'm so hungry," said the girl. "I haven't eaten anything today." The young man felt sorry for her. He took out his handkerchief and gave it to her. "Here, you can wipe your tears with this." The girl stopped crying and said, "Thank you." Then she took the handkerchief from him and ran away. Every day when the young man entered the garden, he saw the same girl sitting under the tree. He always gave her his handkerchief. One day the young man couldn't find his handkerchief. He looked everywhere, but it was nowhere to be found. When he went into the garden, he saw the girl sitting under the tree as usual. "Where's my handkerchief?" he asked. The girl stood up and said, "You gave me your handkerchief every day, but you never asked for it back. So now it belongs to me." The young man was angry. "That's not how it works," he said. "You have to ask for something if you want it. Otherwise it belongs to me." The girl smiled and said, "You don't understand, young man. Everything in this garden belongs to me." "What do you mean?" he asked. "This is my secret garden," she said, "and now everything in it belongs to me." The young man was confused. He didn't know what she was talking about. "Secret garden," he said. "This garden has a secret." The girl nodded. "Yes," she said, "but I won't tell you what it is. You can search for it yourself." Then she ran away. The young man thought about what the girl had said. Maybe there really was a secret in the garden. He had been walking around in it for weeks, but he had never noticed anything unusual. So he decided to look around the garden again. He walked along the walls, under the trees and behind the bushes, but he didn't find anything. Suddenly, he saw a small hole in the wall. He had never seen it before. He put his hand in the hole and felt something hard. He pulled it out and it was a key. The key was very old, but it still looked strong. The young man thought about where he could use this key. He looked at the walls and saw that most of them had locks on them. He tried the key in the first lock, and it opened. He was so happy. He had found the secret of the garden. Behind the first wall was a long corridor. At the end of the corridor, there was a door. He opened the door and went inside. There was another corridor here too. This one was even longer than the last one. And at the end of it, there was another door. He opened the door and went inside. In the next room, he saw the most beautiful garden he had ever seen in his life. It was full of flowers and trees and bushes and fountains and statues. It was so beautiful. The young man had never seen anything like it. He walked into the garden and saw the girl sitting on a bench. "Is this the secret?" he asked. The girl nodded. "Yes," she said, "this is my secret garden." "How did you find it?" she asked. "I found the key," said the young man. "Oh no," cried the girl. "You shouldn't have found it. Only I'm supposed to be in this garden." "Why?" asked the young man. "Because I'm the only person in the world who can make plants grow," said the girl. "If other people see the plants, they will try to take them. They will cut off their branches and pull out their roots. They will destroy everything, so I hide the garden from everyone." The young man understood. That was why the garden was so beautiful. It wasn't because of the flowers or the trees or the fountains. It was because of the girl. She was the secret of the garden. The young man sat down on a bench next to her and asked, "Can I stay here with you?" The girl was surprised. "Of course," she said. "I thought you would be angry when you found out that I hid the garden from you. You should be angry. It was wrong of me to hide it." "No, I'm not angry," said the young man. "I'm happy that I found your secret. Can I help you in the garden? I have a lot of time now." "Really? Are you sure?" asked the girl. "Yes, I'm sure," said the young man. "Your garden is beautiful, but it's a little messy. I can help you clean it up." The girl smiled. "That would be nice," she said. "Thank you." They worked together all afternoon. They planted new flowers and watered the old ones. They trimmed the bushes and swept the paths. They built a new fountain and decorated the statues. They worked until the sun went down. When the other workers arrived the next morning, they saw that everything was different. The garden looked better than ever before. The flowers were blooming and the trees were green. The bushes were shaped like animals and the paths were clean. The statues were shiny and the fountain was spraying water into the air. The workers were surprised. They couldn't believe that someone had been working all night. The girl and the young man kept working together every day. They made the garden even more beautiful than before. People from all over the city came to see the amazing garden. They couldn't believe that it was real. They thought it was a dream. One day, a king came to visit the garden. He was the ruler of the whole country. He walked through the garden and saw the young man and the girl. "Who are you?" he asked. "I'm the son of the owner of this garden," said the young man, "and this is my friend. She helps me take care of the garden." "It's a beautiful garden," said the king. "I've never seen anything like it. Who planted these flowers and trees?" "My friend did," said the young man. "She's the secret of this garden." The king was surprised. "Secret?" he asked. "Yes," said the young man. "She's the only person in the world who can make plants grow. If other people see the plants, they will try to take them. They will cut off their branches and pull out their roots. They will destroy everything, so she hides the garden from everyone." The king understood. That was why the garden was so beautiful. It wasn't because of the flowers or the trees or the fountains. It was because of the girl. She was the secret of the garden. The king smiled. "That's a beautiful story," he said. "I would like to meet this amazing girl." The young man and the girl were scared. They didn't want the king to see the garden. But the king was the ruler of the country. He could do whatever he wanted. The young man took a deep breath and said, "Of course, Your Majesty." Then he turned to the girl and said, "Come with me." The king walked into the garden and saw the most beautiful plants he had ever seen in his life. He couldn't believe that they were real. He thought he was dreaming. Suddenly, he heard a voice. "Who's there?" The king jumped and turned around. He saw a little girl standing behind him. She was holding a flower in her hand. "Are you the secret of this garden?" asked the king. The girl nodded. "Yes," she said, "I'm the secret of this garden." The king smiled. "It's a beautiful secret," he said. "You have a gift, little girl. You should be proud of it." The girl blushed. "Thank you, Your Majesty," she said. The king spent the whole afternoon in the garden. He walked among the plants and talked to the girl. He asked her how she could make plants grow and where she learned how to do it. The girl told him everything. She wasn't afraid of the king anymore. She liked him. When the sun began to set, the king stood up and said, "It's time for me to go. Thank you for showing me your garden, little girl. It was an honor for me to meet you." "Thank you for coming, Your Majesty," said the girl. The king returned to his palace, but he didn't forget the girl and her garden. Every day, he sent his soldiers to bring him flowers and fruits from the garden. He also invited the girl and the young man to come to the palace and see him. They visited the king many times. They told him stories about the garden, and he listened to them with a smile. The king was a good man. He liked helping people. So he asked the young man and the girl if they needed anything. "I want to build a wall around your garden," he said. "A wall? Why do you want to do that?" asked the girl. "So no one can see your garden," said the king. "Oh no," cried the girl. "If you build a wall around the garden, I will lose my magic. My plants need air and sunlight. They can't live in the dark." "Don't worry," said the king. "I won't build a wall around your garden. I just want to build a wall around you. It will protect you from the other people. You can live in the palace with me and my family." The girl was surprised. She didn't know what to say. The young man answered for her. "Thank you, Your Majesty. That would be an honor for us." The king smiled. "Good," he said. "Then let's start building the wall." The king built a beautiful wall around the garden. It was tall and strong, but it wasn't closed. The plants needed air and sunlight. The king also built a beautiful house inside the garden. It was made of stone and had a red roof. The young man and the girl were very happy. Now they were safe from the other people. They could live in the house and take care of the garden. The king often visited them and brought them gifts. He gave them money, food, and beautiful clothes. The girl used the money to buy more seeds and tools for the garden. She was very happy. Now she could continue her work and make the garden even more beautiful. The garden became famous all over the country. People from far away came to visit it. They walked among the plants and breathed in the fresh air. They watched the birds and squirrels play. They sat on benches and relaxed. The girl and the young man were happy. They had created something beautiful. They had made people happy, and they had become friends with the king. What more could they ask for?